the shadows of the memorial for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. It's the city of monuments. College basketball comes to Washington, D.C., the capital city. And we come to you live from Burr Gymnasium on the campus of Howard University as they set up to host Hampton. It's the battle for the real HU. 47th meeting between these two squads. Now, Hampton comes in 1-4 after a loss to William and Mary 2 nights ago. They're led by senior guard Davion Warren, who does just about everything for Hampton.
Love Davion Warren, senior. Look, Hampton lost 4 seniors from last year's team. Coach Buck joined seasons out of 11 years. They know what they're doing. Great program. Warren's turn to step up. He can score. What he's really good at is creating steals, Chick, and he gets himself going on the defensive end, gets steals for scores. Really good player, but he can get hot from the three-point line, too.
For Howard, Steve Settle III is the first option, and the DeMatha Catholic product is just a redshirt freshman, but he's not playing like one.
No, doing an outstanding job. You know, DeMatha kid that didn't get to play that much in high school, redshirted last year. Got a little Walt Williams, little length to him, Chick. Scores lots of different ways. I'm excited to see how he gets better as the year goes. Now, he's going to be targeted because he was the MEAC Rookie of the Week, so really interesting to see how he responds.
As you take a look at the starting 5 for the Pirates of Hampton University, led by Davion Warren, as we've documented. Deuce Dean and Dejor Dickens, both top 13 nationally in assists and blocks, respectively. And for the Howard Bison, they've got a changing lineup. Kyle Foster, the senior, who's co-leader in points per game, is out with shin issues, so it'll be Devin Richmond getting the start for Kenny Blakely, Jimmy, and that means, boy, just thrown right into it.
Yeah, they're just a young team. They're just a much younger team, as you can see. Howard's a young team. Warren, the best player on Hampton, is a senior, but they have 2 juniors and 2 sophomores, so a little more veterans, and this is a rivalry game, so you can throw that out the window, but Howard U has had a lot of injury stuff this year, and this is just another little chink in the armor.
That's Hampton coach Buck Joyner in his 12th season as the head Pirate, 7 postseason appearances in 11 years as the head coach, and Kenny Blakely in his 2nd season as the Bison's head coach, overall record of 4-33 in the midst of an overhaul and with 10 new faces on this year's roster. 10 new faces, James. That's a lot of new blood.
Look, he came into a situation where, Coach had left for a long time, and Kenny Blakely, D.C. native, worked for Tommy Amaker and Mike Bray, both D.C. guys. Fantastic job he's done in getting young players, especially from this area. But he's got some injuries right now. But you can't worry about that. You just have to get better right now because everything's about the MEAC, which is coming up. And for those of you tuning in, Hampton is no longer in the MEAC. They were forever. They're now in the Big South, but they kept the rivalry game going.
And so we're just about ready for tip-off here from Burr Gymnasium. And your officials for tonight's games, Quay Crawford, Lionel Butler, and Joshua Anderson, as we get set for an opening tip here. And there is absolutely little crowd. It is quiet. It is an odd circumstance to do a game, James. The coaches may hear us over their players at some point.
Yes, and this is one of those games that we have a full Burr Gymnasium band going, really important rivalry game, but you have to adjust, and you just got to play basketball, and Howard needs to get this win at home, so I know they had a very active practice week, according to Coach Blakeney.
Yeah, they've had a bit of while since they've last played, Howard, because they had some cancellations. Their last game was December 6th, as you took a look at the officials earlier on here. So there's Steve Settle, the third. Nice little move inside, but can't quite get it to go.
Yeah, just has to finish that, but a great move. And this is a guy who's the MEAC Rookie of the Week. And it looks like Kenny's playing some zone on misses. So it looks to me like if Howard misses, they're going to play zone. On makes, they're going to play man.
As we mentioned, Howard has to change their lineup. Kyle Foster, the senior, out with shin issues. And the 3-ball taken there by Marquise Godwin, no good. Here comes Howard.
Yeah, they're trying to run their transition. They're running staggers away for Wood. Now, Wood's a kid from Texas, freshman. He played on a really high-level AAU team and decided to come to Howard. He's a big that can shoot. It reminds me a little of Kelly Olynyk.
He misses the 3. Russell Dean with the rebound now running this offense. They call him Deuce Dean. Little move inside on the left hand. That won't go. Devin Richmond to rebound.
Yeah, Dean can kind of get it going from the field, scoring by driving it, but he's really a good passer. One of the top 10 assists in the country going into this game.
Sam Green on the right, being guarded by Dickens, trying to move down low. And there'll be a steal turnover there for Howard. Dickens comes up with it. Here come the Pirates. Left corner. Craig Shelton, no good. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Howard ball.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where good news for Howard is they turned the ball over. Probably want to use a bounce pass there, but threw it into him to his hand. But they sprinted back and played defense. They got back because they really want to get back in transition defense. Kenny Blakeney invited me into the locker room. Transition defense is the key.
Richmond on the glass, and that'll be called goaltending. So Devin Richmond, who's been playing in place of Kyle Foster with the first 2 points of the ball game here with 18:06 to go.
Now that's a side out of bounds, so Hampton should be back on defense on that. Good recognition by Howard. Get a quick bucket.
Devin Richmond, junior guard from Bowie, Maryland. Came over from Howard Community College.
Yeah, they're in a 1-3-1 right now. That's Howard. Howard Hugh goes to a 1-3-1. Gets him to miss. So Kenny Blakeney already switching up defense. We've seen 2-3 and a 1-3-1.
Good Dickens with the miss. And Sam Green, the big fella for 3. Rebound, Shelton.
As you and I know, the new age, big guys can shoot it. It was actually a really good look. And you got to get those to go if you're Howard, because those are really good opportunities to score.
So Hampton looking for their first points of the game. Pass down low, and it's going to be a turnover. It'll be Howard ball. Failed to mention, by the way, that one guy on the bench is McCord Maker, who made some big news. We'll get into the entire story, but they also don't have the 6'11" young man who's got a wingspan and a handle.
Yeah, no, he's on the NBA draft boards. He will be back is the good news, but for now, they have to learn to play without him. And as you and I know, Chick, that's going to be valuable come MEAC time, January and February.
He's got a groin injury, so Kenny Blakeney is trying to protect his young man. Green now working down low. A little one-hander off the right baseline. No good.
Yeah, Dickens is a good shot blocker, so he was ready for that post move. I don't know how that basket went in.
I don't either, but that's Davion Warren.
That looked like Plinko on The Price is Right. I don't know how that went in.
You're going Plinko now.
I mean, it knocked on the ground and tipped up, and that's why coaching sometimes can be frustrating. There's Howard playing really good D, and that was his mismatched of a play to go in. There it is, to get that to go. But both teams feeling each other out. I like the energy of Howard right now on the sideline, and they're going to play a lot of zone defense, and now they're switched to man. So we've seen 1-3-1, 2-3, and now man defense from Howard.
He's trying to do something with a lineup that has a shot off the glass and no good there by Russell Dean.
What they're doing is they're going under the screen there. Robinson's going under. They're daring Dean to shoot. See, he wants to drive the ball, and that's in the scout. They did a good job. You might want to slide and take the charge there. But Dean's been around. He knows how to play. He's a good sophomore that was on a team last year with a bunch of leaders. Now it's his turn to step up.
Deuce Dean, 14 of 18 from the free throw line. First one on the way and good. 78% free throw shooter. He played double minutes last year. One of the few guys that did. So
yeah, they lost 4 out of 5 starters. I know you talked to Coach Joyner.
Yeah, they're leading scorers. Crazy.
And one went to Xavier. One transferred to Xavier. So that means you're a big-time player. And that's the new modern era. There's going to be a lot of transfer, and you can't worry about that anymore. It's just the way it is. But Warren's really stepped up. Like I said, 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and a senior. That's pretty good in the modern era of college basketball.
They're going to call a moving pick there.
Handoff. Then check, you can't. When you hand the ball off, you have to be stable. In the old days, you could run the weave. The Bill Russell, Bob Coos, the old weave. And then it got, the Duke weave, where you could move a little bit. Now you have to be completely stationary, or they will call that it's an automatic call of an offensive foul.
So the foul on Sam Green, his first, team first. Hampton now looks inside. Dejor Dickens with the jam.
Yeah, it was good offense there by Hampton. Good back screen. They didn't switch that.
Dejor Dickens with his first points of the ball game. Howard now working on offense. Hampton with a 6-2 lead here. 15:55 to go in the first half. Green, little fadeaway, in and out. Rebound, Dickens.
Yeah, Dickens' shot blocking ability is affecting that. If I'm Green, you might want to take it right at him and he's more physical than Dickens. I want to get inside on him.
Marquise Godwin working on the guard position there. Off the glass and in for Deuce Dean. A little flex from Dean, too. They lead 8-2.
Yeah, he's a strong guard, and he's kind of taking advantage of that by going inside, so somebody's going to have to come over and help him block that shot.
Howard looking for their third and fourth points. Jordan Wood for 3, and that touches nothing. He's asking for a little block. That does not take place. So Hampton, your leader right now, 8-2 with 15-14 to go here in this first half of play. A nice feed inside to Dejor Dickens.
Experience.
Back here at Bird Gymnasium in Washington, D.C., the Hampton Pirates lead by 6, 8-2. As you see, Kenny Blakeney on with the referee a little bit.
Hey, look, he thought that, Jordan took a good 3 there, and it was 5 feet short because he probably got hit on the arm. And, it's not just going to be that short. It's not going to miss by that much. So, see, in the old days, I might have yelled at the referee, but now you just pat him on the butt and say, hey, maybe next time.
Maybe not the butt, by the way. 15 minutes to go here.
But you know what? These referees know the importance of this game because he's a MEAC ref. So, once again, this is a rivalry game. So, tensions are going to be a little high. But Howard I like that, taking it strong, great pass. See, that's good offense. That's good offense. And you can't be upset that you didn't convert that.
Nice feed inside from Dejor Dickens.
That's one of those things. It's 10-2, and it should easily be 10-8. So if you're Howard, you just got to stick to the plan and keep getting good shots.
Craig Shelton with the bucket there. Puts him up 10-2. Hampton over Howard. Steve Settle, nice dish over to Weaver. That ball gets turned over. Here comes Shelton down the left side. Little dish to Khalil Robinson, over to Dejor Dickens.
See, you had 2 open 3s missed, and Settle missed the layup to start, and that's a young team. Now they have to just get here, grind, and get a score just to get this thing back into, it's an 8-point game, which is there's plenty of basketball. These are great passes. I'll tell you one thing. I really like how Robinson, that's a new phase of the game that the Warriors brought about. We'll talk about Curry later. He's getting all the way to the rim and giving kickouts for great 3s. You just have to make those 3s.
Davion Warren with that last bucket for Hampton, now up 12-2 here with 14 minutes to go in this first half. It'll be Howard ball, settle off the inbounds, and 1.
Great out of bounds play. I saw them practicing yesterday. Kenny Blakeney was lucky enough. I was lucky enough to go into the scout and then watch him do some. They worked on a lot of little things like side out of bounds and underneath out of bounds, and that's a really important score right there.
Nice inbounds there. And Steve Settle will go to the line, coming off his MEAC Rookie of the Week award. He had 23 against Bellarmine.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who went to DeMatha and didn't get to play. Mike Jones has a great program over there, but it's hard to play at DeMatha because they're all blue chippers. Then he redshirts, waits his turn, and now he's turning into a nice little player here. And here they are in 2-3 zone. So it looks like when they miss, they're dropping back to a 2-3 zone chip. That's what if Howard doesn't make a basket, in other words, if they miss, back to a 2-3.
Settle missed that free throw now, and Hampton for 3. Chris Shelton with a 3 ball puts him up 15-4.
Shelton's a guy, he's a shooter, and he hasn't shot the ball as well this year as he's capable of, but he can shoot the ball. That's what he does. Sometimes guys' numbers don't indicate. You have to guard him at all times. In the scout yesterday, it's, Dean drives it, but Shelton is a guy that can get off a lot of 3s, and of course Warren.
So turnover, ball out of bounds. It'll be Hampton ball as some wholesale changes being made here for both lineups. As you see Kenny Blakeney having a discussion there with his guard, Isaac Suffren. 15-4, 13 minutes and change to go here in this first half from Bird Gymnasium. The battle for the real HU, they call it. Marquise Godwin outside. That'll be jumper for 3 from Chris Shelton off the back edge. Kevin Richmond now with the rebound and looking to go take it the distance, but a foul called up top.
I like Richmond. He does a little bit of everything. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife. He can handle the ball. He'll rebound. Tough kid. And so you saw he got the rebound, so he's just going to lead the break. Okay, now this is the same set out of bounds.
Checking in is Cam Timmons for Howard, redshirt freshman. 6'11",
yeah,
295.
He's a big dude. He's on a minutes restriction. I think he's allowed to play 10 minutes a game. But he's one of those guys that in a year or two is going to be really, really good player.
He's got some back issues. They worked on him all week long. So, again, as Coach mentioned, a little minute restriction there. Turnover for Howard. That's the feed down the middle And that's Edward Oliver Hampton. He comes into the game and gets 2 points quickly. They're up 17-4.
Yeah, Hampton's a guy that used to start. He started in the past, and he started the first 3 games. It's okay to turn it over. You're going to make mistakes if you're Howard, but you got to sprint back on defense. Transition defense has to be critical. You got to sprint back after a turnover.
And there's Cam Timmons with the pass. And coach, I'm talking with the coach this week. He said that young fella actually really good passer, got great court vision.
Yeah, Cam Timmons, when he's going to get in shape, and he's a big man that can handle the ball a little bit and can take it out of bounds. Now they're back in a 1-3-1. And once again, don't forget how young Howard is out on the court right now. That's part of the growing pains. You're going to make some mistakes, and that's why I was concerned Howard didn't make shots. They had really good looks early. You want your young team to make those shots.
3 ball from the right corner for Hampton. That's no good. Here comes Thomas Weaver trying to push. Doesn't have the numbers. Goes right side to Jordan Wood. Little fake underneath the glass and left hand. No good. Still looking for his first points.
Yeah, it's a good move. Just go with my right hand and dunk it. And Howard's doing a good job scrambling around. Now, see, they get a turnover there. They got back on defense well. Now, Settle can lead the break.
And Steve Settle underneath it in. Used
He's
the right hand underneath.
Think of that. He went with his right back to his left and then laid it in. 6'11".
6'11". By the way, when he entered high school, he was 5'9". By the time he graduated, he was 6'9".
Was that supposed to happen to you?
No, it was, yes. 6 inches would have been great for me. I might have played some college football. Didn't happen. I am vertically challenged. Thanks for pointing it out.
So the Settle there, he's showing you how, and that's what I mean. You got to watch a young team and see what are we getting good at, where can we be, and when they get healthy, it's going to be a real force.
All right, take a timeout here. 17-6 your score. Hampton over Howard. 11:31 to go here in this first half of play. There's McCore Maker, who is sitting on the bench today for the Howard Bison. She's kind of shocked the basketball world, Jimmy, back in July when he announced he is going to come to Howard University, a top 5 guy, recruit, first guy to come to an HBCU.
Yeah, no, he can set a trend, and that's why it's important that he performs well and, gets healthy for the conference season and gets what he wants out of his basketball experience. But I applaud him. Great academic decision, come to the, nation's capital. He turned down UCLA to come here. That's what came down to the final 2 schools.
It's amazing.
Fine young man. He can really play.
And right now on the bench with a groin injury, as you see Edward Oliver Hampton for 3. So the hot shooting right now for Hampton continuing. They're up 20-6.
Yeah, Hampton, like I said, he was starting before the coach made him a decision to not start him, and he's responded. He's got a couple threes, and that was a tough one because he was contested, but if you're Howard, you just have to find a way to start scoring points yourself. I kind of had that down as, and that's a good move by Cam. This is one of those games, first one to 80 might win.
Cam Timmons gets his first points of the game for the redshirt freshman out of Warrenton, Virginia. But right back, Dejor Dickens on the other end with force.
Yeah, they're in a 1-3-1. The one thing you got to really put pressure on that ball there because there's nobody protecting the backside. So Hampton ran a really good play there to get a dunk.
So Howard in search of some offense here. Nice pass inside, but Jordan Wood can't quite handle it.
Yeah, you're right. Cam Timmons is really, he for a big guy, can really pass the ball.
From the corner, that's Marquise Godwin, no good. Rebound, Oliver Hampton trying to feed it back to Dejor Dickens. And here comes the big fella, Cam Timmons.
Yeah,
on the court and grabs it. Jordan Wood now. Little Euro step off the glass. And the rebound put back there from Devin Richmond.
Yeah, I said Devin Richmond can do a little of anything. Jordan Wood, by the way, he's just a young kid, freshman, but he's had a couple moves that are good, but you got to finish those. So they're back in the 1-3-1, see? And they're going to try to go over the top.
Godwin for 3. No good.
Out in the right call there, too. That was off his hands. That was off Hampton's.
Out of bounds. It'll be Howard ball as Thomas Weaver checks out. Khalil Robson checks in.
Yeah, you have to have more ball pressure. In a 1-3-1, you have to have your hands up where the guy just can't make that easy pass over the top. Weaver gave him a couple good minutes, good spurt. Riverdale Baptist kid, really good to see him giving some energy.
Steve Settle, the third up top. That ball knocked away, but a foul will be called on Mr. Bethea, Ray Bethea Jr., who played here at Howard, but transferred last year.
Yeah, my friend Ed Hill gives me all my inside info. You know, Bethea left. Keith Cotrier was an assistant here at Howard who made the switch to Hampton. Then that's going to happen in basketball. I don't think there's anything personal. But Bethea probably wants to show, maybe the coaching staff and at Howard, that I should have played more. And that's where transferring can be an interesting thing.
So Howard looking for their 11th and 12th points of the night here, down by 12 with 9:25 to go.
See, I like that. Drive it right at the big man. You know, Dickens is really good. He's pretty thin. He's very long. Reminds me of a kid, Shane Walker, who helped us get Loyola to the NCAA tournament. Started at Maryland, went there, found his way. Dickens is the same kind of guy. You got to get into him like that. He wants to have room to block shots. So really good play by Richmond, and now he gets 2 free throws.
Devin Richmond at the line. First one is good. 4 of 8 on the season for Richmond from the charity stripe. He played his high school ball at DeMatha under Mike Jones. And the DeMatha connection continues here.
Look, here's a guy that, you know, Richmond gets a chance to play. I like that. He's coming right out and scoring because he wasn't really going to start. He's the substitute starter because of all the injuries, taking advantage of it.
Richmond 1 of 2 from the charity stripe now. Deuce Dean at the free throw line. Backwards, 3-point ball, no good. And the rebound will come to Khalil Robinson. Robinson looks outside, settle. He'll slip to the floor.
Yeah, he slipped. I thought he should have maybe taken that shot. Robinson hit him right in stride. Just shoot that 3. That's your game.
Hampton comes the other way. Off the runner. No good there from Davion Warren.
No, it was that's a good look by Warren there. And he just, you know, he missed that. But Howard's getting good looks. And I used to keep a shot chart of, like, I used to ask my assistants when I was a head coach, good shots that we miss, because you got to be careful. You can go to the locker room and say, hey, we're 5 for 18, and when in reality, they've had 4 or 5 good looks here, Howard, that haven't gone.
22-11, 8:35 to go here in this first half from Berg Gymnasium, the 47th meeting between these two schools. And Devin Richmond strong to the hoop. That's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be Howard ball. Stay right here.
Yeah, I love his style. Really, he plays tough. He's giving him good energy, and he has the strength to match the older players from Hampton.
6'4", 190 is Devin Richmond. Steve Settle will check out of this ball game for Howard. He's got 4 points on the night. And in his stead is Little Wayne Richardson. You heard me right, Little Wayne Richardson.
Yes, I did the American U Howard game last year, and he intrigued me. He's improved. He's a Florida kid, and he's, you know, a big guy that's getting better. I think Coach Blakeney's staff's doing a good job developing him.
6'10", 250 from Boca Raton. Here's a getaway, that ball from Hampton. There's the jam sandwich from Davion Warren.
Well, that's why he's going to be all MEAC player right there. You saw his athleticism, and you just, when you're deep in there as the point guard, if you turn it over, that's the problem. You don't want your point guard turning it over because he's usually the guy that gets back first.
Warren's got 6 points here in the early going of this first half. Inside, Little Wayne Richardson.
That wasn't happening last year. See, I just watch how guys get better. That's why I like Coach Blakeney's chances with his young team as January and February comes.
He gets his first points of the night, pass down low. And it's a turnover here. Richmond comes up with it. Now he'll push. Richmond trying to step in. And they'll call the foul on Dejor Dickens. With 7:36 to go here. It's 24-13 right now. Hampton on top. We'll take a timeout. Be right back here. Berg Gymnasium, D.C.
Make this Christmas brighter together with Academy Sports and Outdoors.
2 shots, free throws, yep, good. Went to the replay, good.
All right, back here at first half action, and Davion Warren has been a catalyst for Hampton, really playing well, 6 points early on.
Yeah, he's going to leak out on the break on that play. I mean, he's an athletic guy, but like I said, he's the senior leader. He's seen Hampton. Remember, Hampton, Buck Joyner, they've gone to 3 NCAAs, 1 NIT, a couple CBIs, a CIT. This is hard. At that level, that's tremendous. 7 out of 11 years to postseason. Warren's the next guy that's going to take the leadership role. He's a scorer, but I'm watching him, and he's not a selfish guy. He's not hunting for his own shots. He just kind of gets what comes to him.
Devin Richmond at the line, now 1 for 3 from the charity stripe, who got the surprise start here for Howard with Kyle Foster on the bench with some issues with his shins. And so Devin Richmond getting this.
I'll take the. Say 1 out of 2. No,
We'll take that.
Can't go 0 for 2. We'll take 1 out of 2. Okay, back to the 1-3-1 here. Now see more ball pressure. Oh, almost had that. Got to kind of go for that steal.
Nice move inside. Davion Warren can't get it. Little Wayne Richardson comes away with it. And Khalil Robinson now will direct the Howard offense. Off the glass he goes, but the foul is called.
Robinson, I like how he gets in the paint. Now, 3 guys came in him. Maybe he bounced past that to Little Wayne, who just had a dunk before. So, he can catch it. Just let him get. Good move. But if you're watching tape as a coach, you might want to have him dump that as a bounce pass because he's going to get a wide open dunk.
So Marquise Godwin gets the foul, and Khalil Robinson will head to the line. 1 for 2 in this season. And
we talk about all the local kids that Howard has, but now he's from South Carolina, so it just shows you got to recruit from different areas. But with his size, he's really important this year, Chick. As you and I know, so you've been coming to practice. Howard is a really big team.
Big team.
And so you need Robinson. He's the little engine that could, and he's the one that's going to be counted on to make all these big guys a little better. And he's made some great passes today that just haven't made open threes.
He misses the second free throw, so 24-15 here in this first half. And Hampton goes right for the 3 ball. That's no good. And the rebound comes to Sam Green. Here comes Howard ahead. Is Lil Wayne Richardson. Oh, that's a nice block off the glass there.
That's a big-time block.
Chris Shelton with the block. Lil Wayne thought he had one. And not shy to take the 3 ball is Marquise Godwin now, missing the last 2 3 balls. Other side, and Devin Richmond on the alley-oop from Khalil Robinson.
We're a Richmond fan. We like him. He's showing energy, doing a little of everything. And all of a sudden, that's a big stop that they didn't make that 3 because they could have had the dunk by Little Wayne. Here comes another 3-pointer, but they made that one.
Craig Shelton with the 3 ball as Howard got within 7, now back down by 10. Shelton with the 3, the sophomore from Virginia, 6'4", 190 with a nice shooter's touch. And now Howard with the miss. Khalil Robinson looking for 3. Here comes Hampton. Howard looking cross court.
That was one nice block by Najee Thomas down there. That was really an impressive block. I hope we get a replay of that.
Deuce Dean off the glass. Steve Settle trying to create the charge. That did not take place. 29-17 here from Berg Gymnasium in D.C.
That was a big 3 by Shelton for Hampton. And like we said, he's a shooter. He hasn't shot the ball as well as they thought this year, but you always got to guard him. And little momentum going Howard's way, and Shelton just hits a big-time 3 against the zone.
Howard with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Now Sam Green inside, off the glass and in.
That was probably an and 1 right there, but
careful, coach.
No, that's hey, someone's got to find him in transition. Howard gets lucky there because that was a wide open look.
Davion Warren with the miss. Here comes Howard. Down 10, 5:15 to go here in this first half. Clear Robinson, nice pass play inside to Devin Richmond.
Great pass. I like Robinson. He's adjusting. The defense comes over, and Richmond. As a coach, you get that little feeling inside you. Like, I'm so happy for him. Great pass. Dumps it to Richmond. He gets fouled. Richmond, about an hour before the game, found out he was starting. Chick was here with me, and to see him take advantage of that, I'm really happy for him. As a guy, love when guys work hard. They get the start, and he's coming right out and give it. That's who had the dunk before too.
Devin Richmond now will go to the line. The junior from Bowie, Maryland. Played his last 2 years at Howard Community College. First free throw good. 2-time All-WACA. He also won the hoops and track championships for the WACA.
No, that's why he flew and caught that alley-oop. He's really, you can tell, he's a better athlete than you think, and he's got that, you wonder if he played football in his life because he's got that strength. But I just like his grit, and he's not afraid to go in and do dirty work. I noticed that in practice. Talking to Thomas Hill from Duke, from the late Duke years. He's on the Kenny Blakeney staff, too, and he said the one guy that reminds him of himself is Richmond because he'll do a little of everything.
Richmond 4 of 6 from the line now. As Howard creeps within 8.
They're really scrambling around. Jordan, really great effort there. You got to get that loose ball, though. That's a killer. That's
a nice
tough.
Follow there by Bryce Earl. And we've got a Referees blowing the whistle.
I think he just wanted to make sure the guy was on the basket, didn't get stepped on. See, Howard played really good defense. Jordan Ward, he flew at him. Wood flies at him really hard there. Then you don't get the ball short, and then Hampton does a good job following up and getting a layup. These are stops you got to make. They got to make some stops here and come down and score in transition.
So Hampton up 31-21 with 4:40 to go. First half. Khalil Robinson directed at Howard offense. Steve Settle for three, and that's off the mark. Rebound, Hampton. Right side, Bryce Earl thought about three. That'll be Craig Shelton for three. That's no good.
So you got to get that loose ball. That's the rebound you got to get. Offensive rebounds for road teams. Greg Popovich taught me that at a clinic. Road teams, offensive rebounds are bad. They lead to things like that, like fouls.
And Davion Warren had that rebound, and now will go to the line.
It's a second shot there. That you're in a 10-point game. You're a young team. You're playing. You had a slow start. Howard got to get that rebound, and that's a group of five that has to get that, not one person.
So Khalil Robinson gets his second personal foul, and with a depleted lineup, that's going to be very careful there for Kenny Blakeney.
Yeah, 4 minutes to go. Maybe you take him out because you don't want him to pick up a cheap one. Because for those of you watching that don't know, it's a timeout every 4 minutes. And we used to keep score. Like, in other words, Hampton's won the first 4 minutes. Howard came back and tied the third one. This is the fourth. There'll be 5 4-minute segments. I may take Robinson out just so he doesn't pick up a cheap one here.
Davion Warren at the line misses both.
That's good news for Howard, bad news for Hampton. Coach Joyner is going to talk to him about missing 2.
Warren 0 for 3 from the charity stripe so far. 31-21 here with 4:05 to go in this first half. Jordan Wood trying to get off the schneid here. Cross-court pass, and that's out of bounds into the rafters. And there's no fans here, so it's going to be a while before we get a chance to get that ball back. All right, timeout called, 31-21 with 3:57 to go here from Bird Gymnasium. Back with more after this.
And he wants that, but he wants, really watching.
All right, back here at Bird Gymnasium in Washington, D.C. on the campus of Howard University. 47th meeting between these two teams. As you take a look at it, Hampton certainly has had the advantage, but 7 of the last 13 meetings decided by 3 points or less. Love to see that right now with a 10-point game.
Yeah, Coach Joyner, experienced coach, 12-year veteran coach, but I'll tell you one thing, he's 16-2 versus Howard. And when you're the coach at Hampton, and I know when you're the coach at Siena, how you do against Albany, Maryland, you want to beat Duke, Yale, Harvard, it's a big rivalry. Coach Joyner to be 16-2 against Howard, you got to give hats off to him for that. And but Kenny Blakeney comes in year 1 and wins that game.
His
big
first career
win for
win
him down there.
A 94-91 overtime victory for his first career victory now.
That's a
inside,
good pass.
Oliver Hampton. Nice feed there from Craig Shelton. Hampton up 33-21.
Shelton's playing well, making some jump shots from 3. Very patient there. Shot fake, pull up, and then makes the extra pass. Somebody should have been rotating over for Howard.
If you're a coach, you love that, coming out of timeout and running a play to perfect execution.
Yeah, and especially the last 4 minutes. And like I was saying, Chick, the college basketball has turned into a 4-minute game. There's 10 4-minute games, and this is critical. In other words, Coach Joyner told his team, we're up 10. Are we going to win up 12, 14? Are we going to go up 6 or 8? And they respond and come right out. And Shelton, who's made some threes, so they had to go for a shot fake there, and makes the nice extra pass. Howard back in a 1-3-1.
Davion Warren with a great defensive play to get the turnover, and then it turns into 3 points as Craig Shelton hits again from beyond the arc. And we got a timeout for Howard University. Up now 36-21 is Hampton on the 3 ball from Craig Shelton. As
he's been the difference.
Still playing well. 11 points, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and I was in the scout yesterday. Like I said, this is Tyler Thornton, who played at Duke, Gonzaga grad, and he's in there doing the scout, and they were lucky enough Coach Blakeney goes over it, and he said Shelton's the second leading scorer, but he hasn't even shot the ball well, but make no mistake, he's a threat at all times. And sometimes that's I had written down, got to have a hand up on all time. I'm still taking notes like I work for Gary Williams. You got to have a hand up at all times on that guy. And he's the difference in the game right now.
Be honest. Sometimes when you wake up with a cold sweat at night, you hear Gary in your ear.
Occasionally, I'll have a little Cole Fieldhouse like dream. Some people they slept through their final exam. Me, I was late for a meeting with Gary Williams. Oh my God. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, famous G-Dub time is not the actual time. I learned that firsthand.
10 minutes minimum early. You better be 10 minutes early.
The bus left me. That's all I'm going to say. The bus left me. All right, so nice move inside. Khalil Robinson can't get it to go. Tipped around, and Hampton comes away with it.
You just got to go up strong with that. That's the old grab the rebound and go back up strong instead of tipping it, because you'll either get fouled or you'll score.
Davion Warren with the drive in the left hand. That's silky smooth from Davion Warren.
Yeah, they took away his right hand there, and he responded. Senior driving it left. The veteran part of Hampton's program is showing up right now.
Steve Settle, a redshirt freshman. You have to believe he's gotten a little frustration going on right now after coming off MEAC Rookie of the Week honors for his last game, and he is highly touted. We talked to the coaching staff. He and Jordan Wood are getting NBA phone calls at a very young age.
Look, they're really tall guys that can shoot the ball. Like I said, Jordan Wood reminds me, he's a San Antonio kid. Reminds me a little of Kelly Olynyk that went to Gonzaga, plays for the Heat. He's a big guy, specialist. And then Settle has that long, lanky look that all the NBA. I mean, look, if you turn around, that's what Kevin Durant looked like at 17. Now he's 19.
Amazing. He came into high school 5'9", left 6'9". He's now 6'11". So in the year that he spent redshirt freshman, another 2 inches.
And they can shoot the ball. And 1 through 5, 1 through 4 minimum in the NBA. I do some Wizards games. I'm lucky to do those. 1 through 4 minimum, you have to be able to shoot the ball. So when there's word out that a 6'10" and 6'11" guy can shoot the ball, you're going to go on a list.
Settled 2 for 2 from the free throw line. He's got 6 points and 6 rebounds here. 38-23 with 2:22 to go here in this first half. And Hampton looking for more.
See, that's good rotation. They just need one. Ooh, not sure about that one. I thought Settle got that. That might have been a little quick whistle, but, these things happen. I thought that was a good rotation by Howard. Green went over to cut off the baseline, and from him, don't forget, Green's played at Drexel. He's a graduate senior, so he cut off the baseline, Settle got in there. I thought that was a clean steal, but we'll see if he can make the free throws.
So Steve Settle called with a foul. That'll put Dejor Dickens at the line.
Basketball God's answer. Bad call, missed free throw. I used to say that all the time.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Karma? Is that what you're telling me?
But I do like this guy Dickens. He's a good player. He's at this level player, his length. And see, he made 1 out of 2, little shimmy, shake, switched it. He's impressed me in person. It's one thing to watch tape. He's impressed me in person, Dickens.
He's got 5 points. Hampton up 39-23 here with just over 2 minutes to go in the first half of play. Big South versus the MEAC, and that's big Sam Green trying to muscle down low.
That's Dickens' albatross. That's his little weakness there, is that if you can get into him because he's really tall and thin, that he needs help there. So smart play by Green, drive the ball. It's the end of the half. You're in the bonus, so drive the ball and get to the free throw line.
Dickens picks up his second personal foul. Sam Green will head to the line. Yet to attempt a free throw in his year. So this is his first trip to the line. On the way, that's back of the rim and in.
And I like it. He drove the ball with confidence. And for a big guy that size, I always liked smaller. I didn't mind inside players that were a little shorter, but they had some girth to them because they have an advantage. Everybody wants long, lean guys that shoot threes. He's a tough guard from the foul line.
He's a graduate transfer from Drexel University, is Sam Green. Played 4 years, one was injured, and so he is playing here for the Howard Bison.
See, that's an area that I think in Coach Blakeney and I talked. You don't want a bunch of one-year guys, but can you think of a better place to go to graduate school than Howard University, Georgia Ave, fantastic area, nation's capital? And that's one of those things, and that's becoming more prevalent as guys going for their 5th year. I'd come to Howard.
High arcing three there from Jordan Wood. The 3 ball is good for Wood. It's 39-27.
Really good release, and that's why you see why his best years are ahead of him. And he's only 19. Some freshmen are older. He's only 19. He's not one of those, some guys go to prep school or reclass, etc. He's a true freshman, and that's impressive. Big stop there. Good block shot. Try to get a good look here.
Howard now on the move. Khalil Robinson Looking down low to Devin Richmond. Little pump fake. Can't get it to go.
Yeah, you got to finish that. It's a good play. A good pass there by Robinson. You just have to finish that. And like I said, Richmond's had a great half, but you got to finish that one.
Under a minute to go here in the first half of play.
Coach Joyner showing his wisdom, and he's telling them to pull it out, get a really good one. That's a walk right there, yep.
Davion Warren kind of looking for help, and it ended up a little travel.
You know, and, hey, Coach Joyner's got a lot of wins. But that's one of those things. They were playing at a good pace, and I saw him ask him to pull it out. No, it's not a coaching criticism. It's just I think Warren had been going at such a good pace. He got a little messed up there. And see, here goes Howard. There's Robinson. You got to finish that.
Underneath, Khalil Robinson with the bucket for Howard. And it's a 10-point lead.
This is a big start. This is a big sequence for either team. 2-3 zone by Howard. You see Coach Blakeney up there. Coach Joyner looks like he wants to hold for close to the last shot. It's about a 7-second differential.
Shelton for three. No good. Rebound goes back to Hampton. Oliver Hampton trying to go in low. Knocked away. Ref looking for help.
Could have gone either way there, too.
They'll say Hampton ball with 15.6 seconds to go and a 10-point lead.
There's those second shots again, you know, and that has to be a gang of five that rebounds that ball for Howard because that's such a critical stop. You got Shelton, who's been hot to miss. All five guys got to go get that ball because then you have a chance to get the ball. Now you want it right here. You don't want to foul, especially Robinson, who already is too. You want to play a good defense, but don't foul and bail them out.
6
going
seconds
under the
to go.
screen. They're going to challenge him to drive. Good defense.
Step away off the baseline. No good. Here comes Jordan Wood for three. No good.
And that was good. They went under the screen. They didn't foul, and they held it to 10. If you coach Blakeney, we're a young team. They missed a lot of shots, Howard. You have to have optimism going in. You come out of this thing and win the first 4 minutes.
All right, so right now at halftime, it is Hampton. The Pirates up 39-29 of the Bison of Howard. We come back. Special two-part interview with the head coach of the Howard Bison, Kenny Blakely. Be right back. All right, welcome back here at halftime. We have with the Howard head coach, Kenny Blakely. And, Coach, so before the season begins, you have all that's going on, a pandemic and rules and regulations. How difficult with a lot of new faces on your squad to get to know your squad?
Yeah, Chick, it's been very difficult. With the socially distanced kind of regulations that we have, it's been very challenging. We've tried Zoom. We've done a number of different things, but at the end of the day, it's still not the same as having that face-to-face personal relationship with our guys.
Right.
So it has been challenging.
So the Zoom, young guys know it really well. How about the older guys?
Older guys like me don't know it too well. I'm technology challenged,
right.
but we have some young guys on our staff that has been great, and it's worked. But like I said, that face-to-face relationship, guys stopping by the office. Our school is actually closed right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're 100%. I'm really happy with the progress that we've been making. And I think with the confidence that we're gaining going into the new year, getting guys back and getting guys healthy, we're really going to be able to take a step forward.
All right, when we come back here, you get part two of your interview with your old pal, Jimmy Patsos. Good luck with that. Be right back.
Good for you. Now, only in the Subway app, get a free footlong when you buy two, because it's footlong season.
Back before we start our second half here, we're lucky to get Coach Blakeney, and we want to talk about local recruiting. You got Tyler Thornton from Gonzaga, Eric Atkins, Mount St. Joe, and of course yourself from DeMatha. Coach, it's a mix. You got to have some national kids, international, but the DMV has produced so many great kids. Tell me your thoughts on how that's going to work for you going forward.
Sure, Jimmy. I think what my idea was initially when I got here, we only had, I think, one or two young men from our team from the DMV. And if you look at the tradition and history of the DMV over the last 15 years or so, we've had more Division I players in the district, Maryland and Virginia, and also more NBA players, which is telling me that there's something that's being done really well at the high school level, the grassroots level, the AAU level, and with trainers. You can understand guys know how to play. They've been thrown in the fire. And what's better to have on your team than guys from the district?
Yeah, and I think it helps get other players to come. Once they see that it's okay to come at Maryland, we always felt once you got the guys to come, more will come. I've coached at the mid-major level at Loyola and Siena. Coach, we know the winner of the MEAC conference tournament will go to the NCAA. You've done a great job. You beat Hampton last year, your rivalry. You ended that streak. You got some slow builds. With Jordan, with Settle, who are really good rookies, Bristol's coming. You got some young guys. How do you get them to say, stay focused because our best basketball is January, February, and the winner of the MEAC will go to the NCAA? That's all part of your plan. I want to know how you're addressing that as we go this year.
No, absolutely. And they understand we're a one-bid league. I think the big part of it is we have guys that are young, but they're hungry to continue to get better. And those guys have done a great job working day by day, understanding that we have a lot of guys out and banged up right now. But when the Calgary gets back, their improvement during this time, getting improved, having some experience, will, I think, just mesh the team better when we get McCord Maker, Wayne Bristol Jr., Kyle Foster, and guys like that back in the lineup.
I've been lucky enough to be at practice. Kenny's going to get it done the right way. His message is clear. You're using some philosophy stuff, too, every day. I noticed you mixed that in. Before we get to the second half, show us how you're teaching the kids besides just basketball. Seneca you used the other day.
Absolutely. We have a quote of the day every day, Coach, and it's very important. When we talk about basketball and being at a university, first and foremost, I look at myself as an educator. I'm very fortunate and proud to have a chance to teach, work, and give back at one of the most prestigious universities in the country. So to have an opportunity to lead young men, to have that conversation with them, to guide them, and try to educate them through life lessons, it's a great honor for me to be here at Howard.
I know everybody's excited to have you back, including Mr. Ed Hill, who's been here for a long time. Coming up the second half, Howard versus Hampton.
Back here at halftime in Howard University, 39-29, Hampton leads. You take a look at the first half numbers there, Jimmy Patsos, and obviously Hampton doing some fine things from the floor, though the three-point contest is not a very good one.
No, and if you're Howard, like I said before, I've been saying to broadcast, they had some good threes that didn't go. The 11 turnovers I don't like because, and playing fast, there's no problem playing fast. I thought 5 or 6 turnovers is okay, but that's 4 or 5 times down the court Howard didn't get a shot. And they had 3 or 4 really good lookers at the three-point line that didn't go in. So you got to emphasize at halftime if you coach blatantly, stay with what we're doing, just don't turn the ball over.
Greg Shelton is your leader for the Hampton Pirates with 11 points as we take a look at some first-half highlights here. And Davion Warren and Dejor Dickens are getting some things done there for Hampton.
Yeah, that was a big-time block, and that's one of those situations where guys realize you got to go up and dunk it quick, but I anticipate a really good second half here because I think Howard's made some adjustments, but this first 4 minutes could be critical, Chick, for the game.
So Howard right now with a 10-point deficit here at home, trying to get their second win against Hampton. Coming back with the second half right after this. Oh, stay right here. We'll take a look now at the couple benches. We saw right at halftime, by the way, the coach, Keith Joyner, have a little discussion with Davion Warren right there at the free throw line. He was definitely giving him some intel on what to do better in the second half.
Yeah, and I thought Warren's been pretty unselfish. I like the way he's playing, but he tried to bank that three. It didn't go in. I think he's just reminding him, you're our senior, remember, whether it's, and I don't know what the game plan is. I know what Howard's is because I went to their practice, but whatever it is, I think he's reaffirming going to the locker room, and I like that because you don't want to say anything to your senior leader in the locker room, so he pulls him aside. I thought that's a really good move.
And Kenny Blakeney talking to his squad. Devin Richmond, the leading scorer, a guy who found out he was starting in this game about 40 minutes before game time.
Yeah, Howard Community College. Guys, he's taken advantage of his opportunity to play, get a great education here at Howard, and now he's taking advantage of his opportunity to start, and I love his game. He just does a lot. I said this before. He's a little Swiss Army knife, does a little of everything, so I'm really impressed with him. But this first 4 minutes, really critical for Howard here. Get some stops and some scores, shrink the lead from 10 to, say, 5 or 6.
So Howard still looking for their first win of the season at 0-4.
Yeah, and for those of you tuning in, they've had a ton of injuries. They've played some tough schedule, and what happened is, with And that's a backdoor. That's a good play by Hampton coming out. Coach Joyner had that diagram because Howard's in a 1-3-1. You got to watch that backside because it's a long way to drop for the big guy.
Davion Warren with his 10th point of the night on the backdoor finish. Puts him up 41-29.
See, and there's that turnover. You know, so Hampton does a good job. Veteran coach attacks the 1-3-1, reverses the ball, gets the backsides hard to cover. And now we don't want to turn over. Yeah. See, he drives the ball in off the screen. The big guy comes up. The guard, who's ever in the back, choose your small guy, has to cover that by himself. And that's a well-designed play by setting the ball screen. So I don't like the turnover for Howard.
No.
That's what I don't like, because I've said this before. I thought this would be a high-scoring affair. You have to keep scoring.
Well, you're a coach. Why would you like a turnover?
Exactly. Good point. You know?
Well,
I didn't mind him if they were playing really fast. So I pressed a lot as a coach because I worked for Gary Williams and everything. If we're creating turnovers, I didn't mind him as much.
Right.
But this is a critical 4 minutes because you're down 12.
Chris Shelton will inbounds. I called him Craig earlier. I called him Craig Shelton because of Craig Big Sky Shelton.
Big Sky Shelton. It's
back
funny.
in the day.
I almost was going to comment to see if that was his name.
Right.
I'm like, Craig
Next
Shelton.
time,
Don't
just
we know
punch me.
Craig Shelton?
Yeah.
Georgetown, right?
Georgetown.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He played Bebe Duran and those
Baby
guys?
Duran, you had Tom Skates back in the day, all those guys. Yeah,
exactly.
We're showing our age here, Jimmy. Showing our age.
I know, but that's everybody fits. And God bless John Thompson up in heaven. What a
Absolutely.
great cut. That's the beginning when he's took over those teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before Sleepy Floyd was Shelton and Duran.
There's a new article that's come out about Big John and his
Is there a book
conversation
coming out
with
too?
Rayful Edmonds. The book. Oh, it's amazing. Yes. Yeah. Must-read material. Sam Green now working down low for Howard. Now looking for help. And Jordan Wood on that left side. And Green fake the three.
Good
Wood
pass.
will take
That's
that
a good
three.
play.
Just in time for the shot clock, but it does not fall. No shooter's touch there.
No shooter's touch, and that's Chick. That's what you and I have talked about. There's another great play, you know. Green shot fakes. Jordan's wide open in the corner. I know you're a freshman, but you got to make that. You may win down this end of the corner. You got to start making those threes if you're going to take this game back over.
41-29.
Howard is a man-to-man on misses. If Hampton miss, if they miss a shot, Howard, they drop back a man-to-man. If they make a shot, they go back to zone. I like this. Push the ball hard in transition.
Wood steps in, and Devin Richmond going to the hoop, and a foul called. And that'll be on Dejor Dickens.
Yeah, he says he hit him in the head there. He kind of blocked that shot, but Howard's making extra passes. They're once again, they're making good decisions and they're making good plays. Now they have to convert. You want that to be an and one. You want Jordan one to make his shot in the corner. And that's where young guys get, it's a growing process, and you have to stay patient as a coach.
Devin Richmond, 4 of 6 now, 4 of 7 from the charity stripe as Dejor Dickens picks up his third foul.
And that could be an opportunity. That could be good now. If they can get him out of the game, that's a little game changer there.
Richmond second on the way and in.
Yep, 5 of 8 from the line. He's doing his job. I'll take 5 of 8 from a guy that didn't know he was starting an hour before the game.
41-30, 17:55 to go here from Burr Gymnasium in Washington, D.C. Jimmy Patsos, Chick Hernandez coming to you here on ESPN 3. Hampton trying to get the inside ball to go.
He's got to get
over
that
again. A
ball.
foul called there on Khalil Robinson.
You know, good play, good defense, loose ball. You just got to come up with that at home. 41-30 game, that you cut it into single digits. Hampton's done a good job. Coach Joyner's team's done a good job of long rebounds and loose balls. The L&L, long rebounds, loose balls. Who's going to get those? Right now, Hampton's done a better job of that.
First team foul for Howard. Third, though, on Khalil Robinson, the sophomore guard from Columbia, South Carolina.
And I like this. Keep running. Good pass. You just got to finish that. They try to dunk it. I like that. Went right back up. Good, gets to the foul line. You're talking about a guy who's a redshirt freshman.
Steve Settle will go to the line. Looks like he got a little bump on that wrist.
I think when he tried to dunk it, but I like that he tried to dunk it. See, this is good. The transition here. Richmond running the break. I told you, Swiss Army knife. I like that he tried to dunk that. Then he stays with it, goes right back up, shot fake, and that should be the fourth foul, right? Is that the fourth foul on Dickens? Did they give that foul to him?
Yes, I think they gave
did.
that.
Well, I don't know. They're pulling him out, aren't they? So he's not in there. They have him in, but he's subbing out now. Yes, so that's his
Dickens,
fourth.
you're right. You're right, Coach. 4 fouls on him as Steve Settle hits the first free throw.
So that's a little bit of an advantage there for Howard. You want to build on that. Keeps getting stops, and now you can take it right to the rim because the big shot blocker's out of there.
Settle with 7 points, now 8 as he goes 2 for 2 from the line.
I like it. Coach Blake didn't even put anybody on the line. He knew he was making those two. Confidence.
41-32, so once again, Howard inching closer. They did that twice during the first half, down by as many as 17. 17 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in this ballgame. Godwin now will fake, and I'll take it just outside the free throw line. That's off the left edge.
Tough shot.
Khalil
Shot fake
Robinson
shot.
with the smallest guy on the court with the rebound, and then pulls up for the J, and in and out.
You know, you just feel for the coaches over there at Howard. That's a great look by them. Robinson running the break. Hampton got back. He took a good pull-up jumper. Looked like Mo Cheeks, and it didn't go in.
Mo Cheeks. Chris Shelton now. Can't get the runner to go. Almost steps back on the turnover.
You got numbers here. Find the open guy because Hampton was gambling.
Robinson going to drive on the right side, off off the
shot.
glass. Robinson gets it
Like
to
that
go.
one.
He's got
Tough
5.
shot. Yeah, he's getting in there, and he's dishing and guys are missing. I like it. He said, "Hey, I'll put it in myself."
41-34. Howard at home, looking for their first win of the season. Looking for defense. Devin Richmond on the steal. And in, and one. And how about that from Devin Richmond, getting the start an hour before game time for the junior from Bowie, Maryland, and Devin Richmond will go to the line.
What a play, and once again, there's a guy. I mean, you talk about opportunity. You look it up in the dictionary. There he is. Richmond's there. Said, I'll start. I watched him in practice. I said, this Thomas Hill, a really famous player from Duke, was talking about how he reminded him of himself. Because everybody remembers Thomas Hill was with Grant Hill and Leighton. He was the guy crying during the shot. And Hill said, he reminds me of myself and that he'll do a little of everything. So he's a do-it-all guy, and that was a really big play.
Be right back. 5-point lead.
Area.
41-36, a 5-point lead for Hampton, but the Bison, Jimmy, coming back on a 7-0 run and doing it with defense and the offense, obviously.
Yeah, Robinson, like I said, he's been making good passes, and he just said, hey, I'll show you how to finish. And he's making, and then Richmond, you can't say enough about him, and I just, he's my kind of guy. I kind of like guys that play with a little grit, not afraid to do the dirty work, and that was a big swing, and this is all of a sudden this 6-point game. You make it a 5-point game. And I said these are 10 4-minute games is what college basketball's turned into. This is a critical force 4-minute win for Howard.
Devin Richmond at the line, 5 of 8 from the charity stripe, now 6 of 9. His previous career high was 7. He's got 14 tonight.
Yeah, playing outstanding.
Again, if you haven't heard, Kyle Foster not playing for Howard with shin issues. So Devin Richmond got the start about an hour before game time.
Not sure about that one. Thought he beat him to the spot, too. I used to think the guy that got to the spot first got that, but Hampton
There'll be a foul called on Devin Richmond.
Yep, and that's Warren. He's going to get that call. Warren's now this is in the second media timeout comes right away because there's going to be 5 timeouts instead of there's an extra timeout this half.
Take a timeout as well. 41-37. Be right back.
Is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
41-37. Howard now making a push here. Jimmy Patsos, Chick Hernandez coming to you on ESPN Plus from Burr Gymnasium in Washington, D.C. And the Bison have made this a game with Hampton getting in a bit of foul trouble and Howard beginning to take care of the basketball and make some shots.
Yes, there's no defensive stop you want to get. Warren's going to get that call. Could have gone either way. Can't let it bother you. Those fouls and stop.
Marquise Godwin get it to go. Defense.
Did a good job of making the shot tough and low settle. That's a big-time jam. That's why some scouts were calling, Chick, right there.
Steve Settle, full court, right-hand jam, and it's a 2-point game, 41-39 with 15:25 to go here in D.C. Near turnover now, and it is. Here comes Howard, a chance to tie this one up or perhaps take the lead.
Settle's feeling it. He wanted it in transition, but I like it. Robinson slowing him down. Let's get a good look.
Devin Richmond almost had it to go.
They are having trouble guarding him off the bounce.
Howard on a 10-0 run. Almost tied this one up. Here comes Deuce now, trying to work down low. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes to Settle. Khalil Robinson doesn't have the numbers. He's going to push, though.
Nice
This
pass.
right side to Devin Richmond, and that one rolls out.
That's
Two straight
layups.
balls.
2 layups he missed. And I know he's going hard, but you got to make at least one of those.
Oliver Hampton from beyond the arc for 3 off the back edge. Long rebound comes out to Marquise Godwin.
Another one of those long rebounds that's gone Hampton's way, and that's just a credit to them. They're just grinding as a unit to get that ball. Instead of giving up, saying, I didn't get to shoot it, they wouldn't get the rebound. This is trouble right here.
Hampton, nice pass inside from Deuce to Oliver Hampton, but he can't get it to go.
I think Settle blocked that. And you pointed out to me, Chick, Settle's been rebounding the ball, too. He's not just a one-trick pony.
And trying to take the 3 ball and take the lead, does not get it to go. Oliver Hampton with the rebound for Hampton.
Hey, after the nice dunk, he can take that 3. That's okay.
That really, as a coach, you're going to say that?
Sometimes.
Oh, my.
That's a tough one there.
That's a great drive and jam from Deuce Dean.
Who, by the way, is playing point guard for Hampton. That was a point guard driving down the lane, athletic, taking it, and Robinson goes right back. Good pass.
Robinson to Settle. Ball knocked away. It'll call the foul on Ray Bethea Jr.
I thought a couple calls went against Howard in the first half. They might be happy with that, getting that one back right there. See if he calls this. No, he gives it to him on the floor. I like that play by the referee. He probably made the wrong call, but he didn't give him 2 shots. Said, hey, you get it out of bounds. That's fair. No problem there.
And so Bethea will get his 3rd foul. And it'll be Howard ball. Jordan Wood underneath the basket.
And this is one of those moments as a coach, you say right down the 15 to 14 mark. We had 2 layups that Howard, in other words, if I'm Kenny Blakeney, I'm saying we had 2 good looks that we missed. And then their point guard went and dunked at us. Let's see how Howard responds to the momentum change here. Because with young teams, you get worried like that. That's good. That's lucky that didn't get picked off.
Near steal by Oliver Hampton now. Robinson going to have to force a shot here.
Good call by the ref there. He caught that. That was a correct call. That did get tipped by Hampton.
Mark that down. A coach agreeing with the referee. Jimmy Patsos agreeing with the referee.
See?
Did it happen much in your day?
You know what's funny? I always gave him good grades. I never got a ref in trouble. I always gave him good grades. Now,
when did you grade them?
Afterwards.
After
Everybody can get a 5. You get 1 through 5. Of course, I stole it from Gary Williams. I'm giving you a 5. You can split it up any way you want. But, this is one of those moments. I'm watching Howard as a coach. You've had a couple layups not go your way. Their point guard just went down and dunked on you. Let's see how Howard reacts. Because this is all part of their growth.
Shot clock at 3 now.
Oh, that's a tough one. He's going to have to get that.
And that's going to be a shot clock violation, despite the fact that Steve Settle nailed the 3 ball. And Kenny Blakeney asking Khalil Robinson, you got to be aware of the shot clock.
Yeah, point guard, hey, it's point guard responsibility. That's how it goes. Bobby Hurley, remember the great point guard at Duke? I said, what are you in charge of? He said everything. Because he played for Coach K.
Right. So that's
point guard has to look up at the shot clock there and see it.
That's a turnover for Howard. They're down 4 with 13-12 to go. Inside move there from Deuce.
Settle continues to rebound, Chick.
Big, long, and Langley. Robinson off the glass. That won't go. He'll go to the line.
He's having success in there, Robinson, getting into the paint. Why not try and finish? He had one before, but yeah, and Settle. Hey, I know he can score. I know he's a long, lanky guy. Like I said, he's got that long Kevin Durant look. We coached Walt Williams, those guys that are, at the time, really skinny, long, but can shoot. But he is not afraid to get in there and do dirty work and get rebounds.
Chris Shelton gets his first foul of the night. That'll be a team 4th for Hampton here in the second half as Khalil Robinson heads to the line. First one on the way and in. Robinson 2 of 3 on the night, his 6th point.
They're going with the small line. Be interesting to see what defense Howard plays here because they have both guards in there together because, usually he's his backup and you have, 2 smaller guards, which is you can use that quickness to your advantage. I'd pick up full court.
Robinson nails both free throws. It's now a 2-point game with 12:59 to go, and Cam Timmons, the big fella, checks in for Howard.
Yeah, and like we said, he's a good passing. If anybody wonders why he's not playing that much, he's on a minutes restriction. He's only allowed to play 10 minutes per doctor's orders.
6'11", 295 is Timmons now. The drive from Deuce Dean can't get it to go. And it looks like Timmons got hit in the face.
Dean is a physical player, and that dunk he had was impressive, driving it down the lane. It's a point guard dunking it. And here he is on the drive. He's going left, and he's dishing it out. He's just a physical player.
Cam Timmons picks up his first foul.
You're talking about Guy Dean here. He's driving the ball, and he's dunking and scoring. Remember, he's top 10 in assists in the country, so he's a pass-first guy, but he wants to win this game, and he said, I'll take you off the dribble.
Deuce Dean from Columbia, South Carolina, the sophomore, makes his first free throw.
I wonder if him and Robinson must know each other, because Robinson's from South Carolina, too, so maybe.
In the nation, Jimmy. 7.5 assists per game.
No, I know, and he's taking the ball and scoring, so, sometimes you got to adjust your game. And Robinson's a South Carolina native, so I'm sure they know each other, because AAU, everybody knows each other now.
Absolutely.
They're going at it in this game, and it's good, clean, hard play, but it's a three-point game. Howard's just got to get over that hump in terms of making free throws and making a layup. But I like Hampton's resiliency. They weathered that storm, and they came back, and they get to the free throw line here. Dean gets a big dunk. It's going to be an interesting last 12 minutes here.
They are looking to...
Oh, it's contact.
Like Cam Timmons has some issues with his contact. He did get hit in the face there, and so they're going to bring an assistant coach down, too, and put that thing back in the right place. You never want that. That's why I don't wear contacts, Jimmy, because enough people punch me that I don't want to be knocked out.
Hey, chick with your hat.
Hey, what's with the hat?
I love your hat.
Okay.
It's you.
You're a hat hater is what it feels like. That's what I'm saying.
No. I like
okay.
it. It's
right.
just, you look.
Careful. We have to do many more games together.
Yes, I love it. Rocky Balboa, the hat in the skating rink, you chick with his hat. I love it.
Deuce Dean now at the line. He's 3 for 3. He's got 9 points on the night, trying to put Hampton back up.
Hey, he's been really impressive in person. That's one thing to watch on tape. Deuce Dean's been impressive in person. I like the way he plays the game. Little pressure here. 2-2-1. Kind of a non-trap pressure, but to slow him up, just so they don't get an easy basket, no trap, then they drop back into man-to-man. They will play 95% man-to-man Hampton, but I like that. Coach Joyner showing a little something different after the free throw.
Slow things down a little bit for Howard, who is making a push here. Cam Timmons at the top. Oh, look at the bounce pass. That is well done.
Jeez.
And Steve Settle.
Chick giving me the scouting on Cam. He said, he's a good passer. I said, are you sure you mean the big guy? He is a good passer.
Coach Blakeney said he reminds me of... And he is right there with a little nice defense and the ball knocked away by Settle. Here comes Robinson. Down the lane, off the glass, and in.
Yep.
And we got ourselves a tie ball game at 45 with 12:05 to go.
You got to see the bench over here. The bench over here at Howard, what great energy they showed. I was at the Rutgers-Maryland game last week just going to scout. Rutgers had tremendous energy. I see Howard's bench over here because, as you and I know, we started in the NBA bubble this year. You have to create your own energy. Home court doesn't mean anything. And Howard's really come out in the second half emotionally. And as we know, you got to get emotional in college basketball.
We are all tied up here with 12:05 to go. Who would have thunk it when Hampton was up by 17 and rolling? But Howard has come back, as you said, and now a chance to take the lead here from Khalil Robinson, who's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. That one finds nothing but the bottom, and Howard has a 1-point lead.
A little full court man. That's just full court man. There's no trap. He wants to go under that screen, so you got to call that screen out. Just too open. They can't leave him that open.
Chris Shelton for 3. That was Howard's first lead since a 2-0 lead. But now Shelton comes right back with a 3 ball and puts up Hampton by 2.
Yeah, and I know Howard's they're feeling their oats. They're getting aggressive there. All right, Cam's going to take that.
Show us everything,
Timmons. Big guy.
Come on. Cam Timmons, all 6'11", 295 pounds from beyond the arc. Deuce Dean now. Tie ball game at 48. Oliver Hampton on the drive, finger roll. That's no good, and they're going to call the blocking on Thomas Weaver.
Yeah, Weaver, good try to take the charge, but he was late, so that was the right call by the referee. They'll come out of the timeout shooting on that.
11:17 to go. A big run by Howard. Right now we are all knotted up at 48 apiece. Steve Settle, downtown D.C.
If we all lift each other up, we can really come out of this stronger.
Walt Don Nelson. Mavericks won 17-0.
Welcome back to Bird Gymnasium on the campus of Howard University. The tie ball game at 48-48. And, of course, Howard was in the news just recently. Steph Curry, the Warriors guard, how about this, donating a great portion of his annual salary to fund for 6 years the women's and men's golf team, of which there was no golf team at Howard. But a chance meeting with Otis Ferguson, a junior student here, and that turned into him doing that, which is impressive.
No, I love the Curry family. Remember, Dell plays golf, too. You know, Steph and Dell were in the Pro-Am in Lake Tahoe, right? Both finished the top 10. But Steph's always giving back. You know, he's with Under Armour. I actually consult for Under Armour. And he chose this project to come east. You know, not do it in the Bay Area, not do it in Charlotte. Came to Howard, to D.C. And I know you've played the course.
Sure.
And so I think it's really important. And I think that with everything that's going on in society, but golf itself, to pick that sport, I think it's really a tremendous effort by him. And, yes, he is funding that. Really generous guy.
Oliver Hampton with the 2 free throws puts Hampton back up by 2. But you have a long history with Steph Curry. I recall the year 2008 as Steve Settle on the baseline with a jam. We'll get
this
to that.
guy Settle is just doing it all. Rebound,
We'll get to Curry later. And that's a nice block there by Sam Green.
Yep.
And here comes Howard.
And this is where Hampton gets in trouble. They help up, and they end up giving up some transition baskets. Sometimes at Hampton, I've watched them on tape, sometimes they call that hanging around or hacking around up there. And Howard knows that, and they'll run on that. But, yeah, Curry and I, we're good friends. I know we held them scoreless. Hey, I was
2008.
I was right.
You held them scoreless.
Yeah, because I knew how good he was. That's a big shot there. I don't know if that's going to go.
Not to trying to shot you up from Sam Green, but Jordan Wood now. High arc, that one off the back edge. Just can't get it to go for Jordan Wood.
Oh, good look,
Just 3
too.
points on the night. And here comes Davion Warren.
High-level basketball here right now with the athleticism and the dunks. And Settle just keeps rebounding. You know, Settle just got another rebound and kicked it out. And Woods just got to keep shooting. You're a shooter. You just got to keep shooting. He's really tough off the bounce. Settle, great pass.
I'll tell you what, Sam Green not bashful about taking the 3. I'm not sure you want that from that big fella.
No, I'd prefer him down low, especially with good hands there by Robinson. Dickens has 4 fouls. If I'm Green, I just take my time, drive him, back him down, and go and score.
And take a look, one more look at that dunk there from Davion Warren, just right down the pipe.
And he'll drive it left to right, Warren. I'm impressed with his game. You know, he can do a little, like I said, he scores from, that's a great pass right there.
Marquise Godwin from the right side. That's no good, but a rebound over the back there. And that is Dejor Dickens.
Is that his 5th foul?
And Dickens, that's foul number 5.
That's it. This is not the NBA. No 6 fouls, so you're out.
Dejor Dickens, that is 5.
Dejor Dickens fouls out.
And see,
just 5 points on the night.
That's a teaching moment for the coaches going forward, because whether that was the right call or not, you have 4 fouls. You can't do that. Just stay back, shot block, and get defensive rebounds. In other words, just defensive rebounds, shot block. Maybe you get a dunk or something, but you can't foul out there. So really big advantage for Howard.
Back to Curry, 2008. You double-teamed Curry. Basically, you held him scoreless. The only time he was scoreless in his collegiate career.
Yeah, what's interesting is we had beaten James Madison the night before, and I had 2 players get hurt, like Coach Blakely. We were down to 7, and it worked. We were up like 11-2 and 17-11, but he outsmarted me.
Yeah,
he passed. He got a bunch of assists. He was kind of looking at me like, you don't understand. I just want to win. And they won by 20. I became friends with Bob McKillop, and I worked Curry's camp, where McCurmaker, who was the MVP of his camp. But the Curry family, first class. They love golf. Del Curry. People forget Cleveland didn't protect him in the expansion draft. That's why he went to Charlotte. Those Craig Elo teams that lost. What a family, and I'm so proud of them for donating to the Howard Golf team.
Here's my favorite quote from you. I'm a history major at Catholic University. Are they going to remember we held him scoreless or we lost by 30?
I remember we lost by 30.
You do, but I think just the fact that we're talking about it says we don't remember you lost by 30. 52-52 here with just under 10 minutes to go. And the floater there from Davion Warren.
Like I said, Steph Curry's a lot smarter than me in many ways, and he outsmarted me and my staff that night. That was what I like about Warren. See, he's putting it down going right and left. The last time he went right to the basket, that time he went right, he'll go all the way to the basket. Left, he'll pull up and take a jumper.
Jordan Wood.
Can't panic if you're Howard. Just got to get a good shot. Hampton's small, so you can go inside on them, and they do.
Devin Richmond with the left hand. That's a nice feed in there from Jordan Wood. And Devin Richmond playing the game of his life now. 16 points on the night.
They're back at a 1-3-1. They're in a 1-3-1 with Settle. That's another good thing about Settle. He's so tall at the top. So you got to put ball pressure on. Can't let him have an open jumper.
Oliver Hampton will take the three. The big fella misses. Khalil Robinson with a rebound. And Sam Green driving the boards and in off the glass.
See, you've already noticed, and this is why Dickens can't foul out for Hampton. It's not, it's not anybody's fault. Didn't do it intentionally, but he fouls out. Howard goes inside. Another layup.
Green with 7 points and 7 rebounds, and they've got a 2-point lead with 8:18 to go. And a missed three-pointer there from Hampton.
And Hampton has no inside threat. So now the 1-3-1 of the 2-3 zone, they can extend and not be as worried, Howard. But Howard's got to keep going into the paint. Good twos are better than bad threes. I know everybody wants to shoot threes, but I'll take some good twos versus some bad threes.
Howard finds himself with a 2-point lead. And Green looking to pass.
Tough one.
Just a miscommunication there between he and Khalil Robinson, and he touched it. Looked like he touched it, but he did not. They say Chris Godwin did not touch it in time.
There's Howard's inexperience. They're up 2. Just take your time.
7:58 to go. Howard with the lead, 56-54. Back with more after this.
Habit of saying we. I did that with the Wizards.
5-4. Right, save it. Back here in Washington, D.C., Jimmy Patsos, Chick Hernandez on ESPN Plus, and we've got ourselves a ball game. The Howard Bison, once down by 17, have come back. They're 9 for 18 in the second half on that run to take a 2-point lead.
And that's what you and I were talking about, Chick, taking good shots. They only have 4 turnovers. They had 11 in the first half, and they're 9 for 18. But once again, I know a lot of people want to take threes. We talk about Curry and stuff. Take good twos because you're bigger. Howard's bigger than Hampton right now, so take advantage of it by getting good 2-pointers.
And one of the stories is Devin Richmond with 16 points, a career high for Devin Richmond, who gets called for the foul right there. Richmond picks up his second foul of the night, but Richmond with 16 points. Found out not too long before this game he was going to be the starter because Kyle Foster could not give it a go with the shin issue. Foster on the bench with a boot on his leg.
And he's covering Dean, who's a tough cover. Dean can really drive the ball. He doesn't want to shoot, so you got to kind of back off him. And that's a tough pass by Warren there. Drove it left. See, he drives it right. He's going to go all the way to the basket. Left, he's either going to pull up. Really good pass by the senior there. That's why he's going to be an all-MEAC player.
Edward
First
Oliver
look at zone.
Hampton.
3-2 zone by
11
Hampton.
points, 10 rebounds for Oliver Hampton. Double-double.
3-2 zone. The old 15, we used to call it a Maryland. Little 3-2 zone with your guards up top, 2 bigs in the back, and they do not play much zone. So Coach Joyner taking a little something out because his big man fouled out. Good for him.
They switch things up. And now Howard looking. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Down inside. That ball's knocked away. Turnover, Howard. Here comes Hampton. Pushing. And Oliver Hampton with the lay-in. So Hampton now. Oliver Hampton with 13 points, 10 boards. Just that quickly, Hampton with the lead.
Yeah, 4-point swing. And then and the old Dean Smith trick. You stay in the zone until they score. It doesn't matter. You stay in the zone until they score. Let's see if it works.
Devin Richmond with the ball knocked away. And that'll be Howard ball.
And I think you said it in a break, Chick, that Howard's not shooting three-pointers well. So if you're Coach Joyner, you take a little chance. Buck Joyner says, let's pack it in, play some zone, make a shot.
Howard, 1 of 13 from beyond the arc. Sam Green now, who's taken a few threes for this Howard squad. Khalil Robinson with a drive, little dish out to Richmond. Gets himself caught in the lane. Steve Settle picks it up. Sam Green, right corner. Got it!
1 for 3. He's 1 for 3 from 3. He missed 2, but clearly can make them.
That gives Howard a 1-point lead with 6:20 to go here.
My man Settle's doing it all. He's rebounding. That was him who just drove it and kicked it. I think he's got a little blood on his eye. He is out there battling.
Inside, ball won't go from Davion Warren. Nice defense from Sam Green. Now Howard pushing. Khalil Robinson trying to go high off the glass and does.
Move down.
Robinson with his 12th point of the night.
You want to back up here. Do not let him drive the ball.
There'll be a block called.
Yeah, see, that was really good play by Robinson. He's drove it and got knocked to the ground, so it's fine. Everybody else has to sprint back and transition defense if you're Howard. And don't let Dean get going. He's really good driving the ball, Dean. You have to make him take a jump shot.
Sam Green picks up his second personal foul. 16 foul as Russell Dean, the deuce, heads to the line. He's 4 for 4 on the night with 10 points. First one on the way. Obviously very quiet here in Byrd Gymnasium. We're playing basketball, college basketball, in the most unusual season in history.
And these are the games that you really would love to see the fans here. You know, it's 3,000-seat Byrd Gymnasium. The band would be going. The place would be packed. I've come to Howard games for 30 years since A.B. Williamson was the coach here.
Wow.
This would be it. Yeah, the Spencer brothers. They were great. They went to the NCAA. And this is one of those games that it doesn't have the atmosphere, but the benches have created their own atmosphere, especially in the second half. Howard's bench has been fantastic.
Howard with a 61-60 lead. So big second half comeback from Howard. We'll take a look at the schedules here for the two squads. And you look at Hampton with Buck Joyner in his 12th season.
And they're playing these double headers because that's how it works now. It's just with the COVID. It's better to play 2 games, have everybody safe for 24 hours.
Right, back-to-back. All these games, by the way, on ESPN+. You can follow the Hampton Pirates.
Gardner-Webb, they went to the NCAA 2 years ago. Charleston Southern, I like his chances there. But Gardner-Webb 2 years ago went to the NCAA. So they're tough in the Big South. And then we've talked about this. This is a one-bid league, both the MEAC and the Big South. So he's got to take care of business. Howard has one more chance to get a road trip under their belt by going to the Mount. But after that, it's the MEAC and the Big South. You got to get yourself in position, have a good seed, and win your conference tournament to go to the NCAA.
Howard's done this, by the way, this tremendous second half, without the likes of Kyle Foster, who's got the shin issue. And by the way, failed to mention, really, because he's a non-factor, McCord Maker, who sits on the bench at 6'11", and one of the top recruits to come to an HBCU. He's not playing, and they're doing this without the talents.
Yeah, and we talked about the Curry camp. He was the MVP. You're talking Suggs from Gonzaga was there, R.J. Davis from North Carolina. A lot of players there. Chet Holmgren, top-rated player in the country out of Minnesota. They're all at the Curry camp, and Maker's the MVP. And don't forget Wayne Bristol Jr., he wasn't just a rookie of the week, he was the rookie of the year for the MEAC.
Right.
And thank God he's a much better scorer than his father, who I coached at Maryland.
You think Dad's watching right now and going,
yeah, well, he's not as good as his sister who plays at Virginia, I'll tell you that right now. But, no, Wayne Bristol Jr., great family, great people, Lisa and Wayne. But Wayne Bristol Jr.'s out. Now, you have to get back. Don't foul there. I might have seen if he could make that, but at least he didn't get an and one. Hampton, big stop, but Wayne Bristol Jr., because I had the American U game last year, outstanding player. And this is where Howard is just, they have so many things going, and all of a sudden you're surprised and you see what Mr. Richmond can do, because this is Kenny Blakeney's approaches. We got to get better for this year, and then, of course, next year, because we're really young. And that's all a learning process. I'm just impressed how Howard's come out after halftime.
Davion Warren at the free throw line. He is 0 for 3 now from the charity stripe. He's got 14 points, 8 rebounds.
Yeah, rare for a scorer like that. Their leading scorer. He's had 23 times in his career. He played really well against GW. But all right, so there I talked him into it. But
way to go, Coach.
No, it's rare that most good scorers are good free throw shooters.
Senior from Buffalo, New York. Right now, 61-61 with 5:25 to go here from Washington, D.C. Settle. Nice
again.
head fake and finger roll from Steve Settle. He's got 16.
See, and what I like there, it was just one dribble and long and extend. His hand was way above the rim. This guy can really play.
Double-double for Steve Settle, the third. 16 and 11. He is long. Nice defense there. That's an outside three.
This guy's Shelton.
Chris Shelton. From downtown.
Maybe I double team good players, but in that huddle with 4 minutes to go, I'm just grabbing the guy guarding Shelton saying, you can't help. You can't help. He's been the difference maker in this game right now.
He's got 17, 5 of 10 from 3. Khalil Robinson now directing this Howard offense. Hampton with a 1-point lead. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Robinson looking to go down low.
You're going to have to shoot that. Yeah, I didn't like that. Don't try to cross-court pass.
Warren now on the left side, and that's the left-hander. And boy, he is sleek.
He drives it both ways, like we've said that before. That's the second time he's gone and drove with his left hand. Just a really good player. I don't like the cross-court pass by Robinson there. You can't turn the ball over there. It's not as much. We're not getting a shot. We don't want them to get an easy shot. Just make that.
Jordan Wood for three, and that one finds the bottom. They'll call it a 2. They'll call that a 2, so it'll be a 66-65 lead for Hampton.
And that's just a good shot by Wood. See, once again, good shooters, you got to keep shooting now. You got to keep Dean from driving. You got to dare him to take that shot. I would not leave him open.
Shelton once again, and boy, he is just hot. Chris Shelton now got 19, is 7 of 13 from the field.
19 points, really playing up to his, game. And make no mistake, the Howard coaches said, don't look at his points, don't look at his statistics. He can get on fire. And he's been the difference in the game, Shelton. Richmond's been a real surprise for Howard. I knew Dean was good. I expected that from Warren. But Shelton has really impressed me with his ability. And there, they took him off the three-point line, one dribble pull-up.
When we come back, Khalil Robinson will head to the line. Howard down 3. Byrd Gymnasium, Washington, D.C. Hampton University up 3 over Howard, 68-65. Howard with a big comeback here in the second half, down 17 in that first half. The Bison looking for their first win of the season at 0-4.
Yeah, and these rivalry games are always going to, it doesn't matter what anybody's record is, doesn't matter what the score was in the first half. It's going to come down. Remember, they went to overtime last year. But these last 3 minutes, big learning curve. And as Chick said, Coach Chick, you told me before, you talked to Coach Joyner, and I saw the paper stats losing 4 out of 5, but he mentioned to you what a big rebuild this was for him. And here he is, Shelton stepping up for him.
Well, Shelton has stepped up in a big way. 19 points for Hampton. At the line for Khalil Robinson, who gets the first one to bounce off the back and out.
Hey, can't panic, just make 1 out of 2. Down last 4 minutes, 1 out of 2 free throws is always good. Look, you just don't want to come away empty. Get a stop if you're Howard. Hampton, Dean's going to try to drive the ball, and you can't leave Shelton if you're Howard. You just can't leave Shelton. I love Warren. He's really clearly their best player, but tonight, Dean and Shelton have really shown me something.
Robinson hits the second free throw, 5 of 7 from the line. He's got 13 on the night with 8 assists and 7 rebounds for the small guy. This is Chris Shelton from the left baseline. Boy, Chris Shelton is just on fire now. 8 of 14. He's got 21.
What happened is he took him out to the three-point line there, and Jordan did a good job taking away his 3, but Shelton, KG veteran, shot fakes and takes a 2.
Jordan Wood with the big, long left-hander there.
That. You scored on me, go right back at him. I'll score on you. 2-point game,
Wood.
Anybody's game here, Chick.
7 points for Wood. It's 70-68 Hampton. 2:50 to go. In the nation's capital. That's Marquise Godwin for 3. Good box out on Devin Richards.
Made one today. I don't think Godwin's made one today, which is credit to Howard because he's one of their other shooters.
Khalil Robinson thought about it now. They'll direct that offense. Sam Green.
Just want to be patient, get a good look, or get to the free throw line. Like I said, I don't think they can guard him inside.
Jordan Wood looking for help now. Khalil Robinson moving on Chris Godwin. Sam Green, the big fella for 3. Got it! Sam Green.
Chick, you were saying why was the big guy taking threes? He's made his last 2.
2 of 6 for Sam Green. He's made his last 2. He's got 13 with 9 rebounds.
He's another one. Now, this is the good part of having a graduate school like Howard. And you just can't let that go.
Oh,
that's going to be on ESPN tonight.
Davion Warren with the jam, knocked himself over, then gets called for the foul on the reach.
See Green celebrating his 3, I get that, but you can't let the guy dunk like that, especially their best player. Shelton's hot, Dean's their point guard, but everybody knows number 3, Warren, we have to stop, Howard, I say we. Howard has to stop them to win. I picked those habits up because I was in the Scouts, so I was really appreciative of Coach Blakeney. Coach Joyner didn't come up until late last night, so this is a ball game that's going to become, is it a loose ball? Is it a long rebound? Is it an offensive rebound? Both teams are executing well. 156, 1-point game here, Chick.
Lee Robinson now at the line, 5 of 7, looking for his 14th point. And that one goes. We got a tie game at 72. That foul on Davion Warren, his second for Hampton. Just under 2 minutes to go here from Byrd Gymnasium.
Be interesting to see if Coach Blakeney goes zone here or man, because Hampton's really running good offense. They're running a shuffle cut into a ball screen over and over there. It's swing, pass, shuffle cut, ball screen. See if they run it again here, and they're going to run it again. Off the double.
Robinson.
Oh, you got to find Shelton. Lucky he missed there. Guy that hot. They're lucky he missed.
Rare miss from Chris Shelton now, so Howard with a chance to go up by 3 with 1:38 to go. Leo Robinson will direct this Howard offense.
And I like it with Settle with the ball in his hand. Just he's got to make something happen. And he drives the ball for a guy his size, for 6'11" guy. And I'll say this again, he's been passing, he's been defensive rebounding, but he knew to take the ball to the paint to get fouled here. Just get to the foul line here. They're too small. And whether that's all ball, if you're Dean, you can't swipe down like that. That's an easy call for the official.
Settle at the line, 4 of 5 from the charity. So I've got 16 points. High school, went to the math academy. This week he's the lead with 1:19 to go.
And this will be interesting, Chick, because you and I were talking about this earlier. Warren's the best player on the floor, but he has struggled from the free throw line.
Davion Warren, 1 of 4 on the night.
And that's I find interesting. See, I would have guys up there with him for that reason. He's missed 1 of 4. It takes away your opportunity to get a free throw rebound.
He struggled today. He's been pretty good during the season, 11-13, but not today. 1 of 5 now for Davion Warren. Howard with a 3-point lead. 1:05 to go.
Clock. Now you got to be careful running that weave. We talked about that before. And Duke was great when they had Jason Williams and Dunleavy and all those guys. They ran the weave great. There's Howard running the weave. Robinson's just tough in there. He did get fouled there. They're running that weave out top, but you got to make sure if you're the big guy, you don't move, because it's just an automatic foul now if you hand the ball off. That's changed in the last couple of years for the referees.
Look at it again, and Khalil Robinson will head to the line with 15 points. He's 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, and a chance to put Howard up by 4 or 5.
Yeah, they're one stop away. Coach Blakeney telling them one stop right here.
Robinson's first on the way, and good. Just 2 free throws before this game coming in for Khalil Robinson. Young man who won 2 state titles in high school.
It's a mindset. Sometimes you shoot too many threes. You find out early. And I think Coach Blakeney said, get to the paint.
Last one up and good. So Khalil Robinson 2 for 2, and it's a 5-point lead here for Howard.
Going zone. Here's Howard going zone. That's why Coach Buck Joyner has a lot of wins. He sees the zone, calls timeout, want to make sure we get a good shot. We're down 5. You want to go over how many timeouts you have left. That's what I do in the check huddle. First thing, how many timeouts? You know, we're down 5, let's score. Do we want to press or not? Or are we going to run and jump, meaning when the guy crosses half court, the 4-man can come up. We still have Chris Wilcox, because he was long.
Sure.
But you're going over, I used to say, when we score, what are we going to do? Because you're going to have to create some type of turnover.
How impressive for Howard to do this without McCord Maker, without Kyle Foster. You're talking 2 of your guys who can certainly make a difference in a game.
Yeah, no, Bristol, and they're all coming back. And all these guys are coming back, so. But you got to go with what you got. And I think Richmond, this isn't a one-game thing. If you're a coach, you tell Richmond, hey, we want this all year. Right. I'm not saying you're going to score 18 points, but your toughness, your grittiness, your driving the ball, that's a really big thing to find Richmond, as you said, Chick, who found out about an hour before the game he was starting. That's really big. See if Coach Blakeney comes out in man or zone. Sometimes they switch, so you switch.
52 seconds to go here to be Hampton ball. They're down 5.
It looks like it's man. You can't lose Shelton. You got to stick on 12, So they make him throw in the backcourt.
Both teams in the bonus when it comes to the foul situation now.
Okay. They're going man-to-man.
And Deuce on the left side. Oh, the foul called on Devin Richmond. That'll be an and 1 there for Deuce Dean. Big play for Hampton.
Yeah, that's one of those things if you're coaching, and that's what happens with young teams. You got to stress that. If you're going to foul them hard. And I'm not sure that was a little ticky-tack foul maybe, but he beat him off the dribble. Just either let him go lay it in, and we're up 3, or foul them and don't let them get an and one. So that's a learning position there.
Deuce Dean trying to complete the three-point play.
Big
Does
missed
not.
free throw.
So it's a three-point game for Howard, up 77-74.
And it looks like Hampton is going to play the foul game early because they're down. I'll tell you what, I think Hampton was surprised. Not surprised, but they missed that free throw and were kind of like they were ready to go down 2 and go get a stop. They missed a free throw, and Warren reaches in. These are free points. And my guy Robinson's been good from the line. Maybe we'll jinx him here,
good. 9 of 11 for Khalil Robinson, 17 points. Small guy, 17 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds for Khalil Robinson.
Makes
First
another
one is
one.
up and good for the sophomore from Columbia, South Carolina. 6-footer.
So if you're Howard here, you're one stop away. You're one rebound away from really winning this game with 39 seconds left. I know it's a long time, but college is different. Don't let him roll the ball up. Oh, that's a miss. That's a big miss. Now you don't want to foul here.
In and out for Khalil Robinson, 10 of 12 now. Hampton with a chance. Davion Warren will drive on the left side. That's going to be in and off the glass and good. It's a 2-point game, 32 seconds to go. Devin Richmond gets fouled. That'll go to Deuce Dean on the foul, and Devin Richmond will go to the line.
Yep, and that's good job, the coaching staff. Richmond, while he's had a great game, he's still a pretty inexperienced guy. See if you can foul him.
Foul charge to number 1.
Devin Richmond will head to the line. He's got 16 points, a career high, 6 of 9 from the charity stripe.
There's 38 seconds left, and you have Robinson, who's been rolling. That's why coaching's difficult. He misses a free throw, and they score in about 5 seconds. So that's that's a 3-point swing there. You know, and now it's a 2-point game. Coach Blakeney's not putting anybody on the line.
The junior from Bowie, Maryland, who played his last 2 seasons at Howard Community College, will step to the line. We got a little stoppage in action here. 2 teams will chat it up.
Yeah, they seem to be checking something on the monitor. I don't think the clock moved enough.
Referee Quay Crawford.
Yeah, he's old school. He's a veteran. Not sure if they moved the clock enough on that.
They're checking the clock, and so we wait. 78-76, Howard with the lead, looking for their first victory of the season. Quay Crawford has seen enough. And the teams will come back out on the court here. Devin Richmond will head to the line.
And this is an interesting thing. I always liked having a guy on the free throw line with them. You know, in other words, they're not Howard and Hampton both the last 2 times haven't sent anybody up. Now it lets you set your defense back, but you know it's an interesting conversation.
What about Devin Richmond going to the line and waiting now? A lot of guys like to sit back and wait. He's been standing at that line now for 15 seconds, looking over and waiting.
Yeah,
that bothers me.
It's like the kicker. It's like freezing the kicker in football. Yeah, I don't. You know, look. I think that's why Blakeney brought him over, and that's what I mean about being up there. We'll see if it pays off. I don't like having nobody up there with him. You know, I like the whole togetherness thing.
Richmond, 6 of 9 from the charity stripe, and that one was just without a doubt.
This is his game. He's going to have 20. He said, it's my game. He said, that announcer doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm fine up here.
Howard up 79-76 with 30 seconds to go.
And the Howard staff over there, great staff. He's got Tyler Thornton and Eric Atkins, Notre Dame, Gonzaga, these Mount St. Joe guys, and they just want one. They're all just chanting one stop. Now, Hampton's probably going to drive the ball again, and they do.
Deuce Dean can't get it to go. Rebound goes to guess who? Devin Richmond. They'll call it jump ball.
And it's Howard's ball.
And it's Howard's ball, so great defensive rebound there from Devin Richmond.
Can't say enough about Devin Richmond. I'm going to come down and do that. Can't say enough about Devin Richmond. With this comeback win, I want to go interview Coach Kenny Blakeney. Got to get the ball in.
You're calling the win now. 4-point lead with 20 seconds to go. And the foul will be called on Marquise Godwin.
To number 3, Marquise Goodwin, his 3rd personal foul.
But Godwin gets the 3rd team foul, 14th on Hampton. Double bonus here now for Howard.
And Robinson, who's been up there all day, this is when you make 1 out of 2 here. You're in good position. You want to make both, but just make 1 out of 2.
Khalil Robinson now 10 of 13 from the charity stripe. He's got 18 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. First one rolls around and out. That's a tough miss there.
Robinson now shooting his 2nd.
Like I said, last 4 minutes, we'll take 1 out of 2 from free throws when you have the lead.
That's what Coach Pat Sosa is calling. 1 out of 2 is good. Robinson's 2nd one on the way, and that one has found the bottom. 19 points for Khalil Robinson.
Now you want to not foul here. Just turn him, but don't foul because he's going to drive it.
5-point lead. Chris Shelton, double pump three, no good. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Hampton ball. 9.4 seconds to go. And it's 81-76. Howard on the precipice of their first win of the season, doing it on their home court. Hampton now with a chance. Inbound. Deuce off the glass and no good. Ball knocked away. Jordan Wood knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Hampton ball with 4.3 seconds to go. Deuce Dean on the miss. He will inbounds. Howard up by 5, 81-76. Waiting on the inbounds, and now we've got some discussion amongst the referees. 4.3 seconds to go. And Hampton will have the inbound. It'll be Deuce Dean handling the Pirates inbound. Dean looking for someone. Little bounce pass to Davion Warren, the left hand, no good. Rebound, Steve Settle. Ball ahead, and there it is. How about that? You see Kenny Blakeney, head coach of the Howard Bison, getting his first win of the season. He did it without two of his big players, Kyle Foster and McCord Maker, and Wayne Bristol Jr. as well. And Devin Richmond steps in with 18 points, a career high. And it's an 81-76 final. Howard now moves to 1-4 on the season. And Hampton drops to 1-4. The Howard Bison with 81 points and a comeback victory, down by 17 in the first half, but a big win for Howard. Let's head down to the court. Jimmy Patsos and the head coach, Kenny Blakeney.
Coach Blakeney, what a great win. Coach Morgan Wooten's up there smiling down 10 at halftime, didn't change anything. But I got to ask you about Richmond. He's not even supposed to start today. A kid that comes from Howard Community College. Richmond kind of took that game over both emotionally and scoring.
He did. So happy for him. You know, he's gone a hard route from going to DeMatha, going to Howard Community College, and kind of getting overlooked a little bit. He's a guy that's an underdog, and he came in. He was ready to play, and what a great effort he gave.
And I was wondering if Settle was passing out the water over there, because that'll be the only thing he didn't do today. Making threes, great defensive rebounder, taking it left, taking it right. I saw he had the scratch on his eye. I mean, seriously, he did a little of everything tonight. And even when he didn't make shots, Coach, he seemed to be all over the floor, and I loved his defensive rebounding.
Yeah, he had his fingerprints all over the game, which was awesome. I think our young guys are really growing up, and so happy to see them. They deserve this. We've earned it, and we deserve it. So I'm so happy for these guys today.
No, I'm really happy for you, and I was thankful to come in and see what you were doing yesterday. I told you that I was impressed with all your scout, and you followed the scout. Shelton got a little hot there. This Hampton team, you beat them 2 years in a row. For those who don't know, Hampton beat Howard 16 years in a row. Coach Blakeney 2-0 against Hampton. Way to go. The future's bright for you young guys. Any closing thoughts?
HU, you know.
There's the head coach, Kenny Blakeney. HU, the real HU. That's the battle for HU. And take a look at the numbers, the final numbers, as you see Hampton and Howard. And let me tell you right now, Khalil Robinson with a huge game for Howard. 19 points on 11 of 15 from the charity stripe. 9 assists and 7 rebounds for Khalil Robinson. But the big story was Devin Richmond, who found out he was starting this game not too long before this game started. Kyle Foster out with shin injuries. And so Devin Richmond steps in, plays 35 minutes. 18 points, 5 of 10 from the floor, 8 of 11 from free throws, from the free throw line. Devin Richmond, 5 rebounds on the night as well. Big star put out there from Devin Richmond. Steve Settle, the third, with 18 points on 6 of 12 from the field, 12 rebounds, double-double for Steve Settle, who was the MEAC Rookie of the Week his last time out against Bellarmine. Comes back with 18 points and 6 of 7 from the free throw. So for Jimmy Patsos, I'm Chick Hernandez saying so long from Bird Gymnasium, where the final score is 81-76. Howard over Hampton. They are the real HU. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.